Thank you for being here, first of all. Hello, how are you?
Daniela, it's a pleasure to be here. I am very fine, and it's a pleasure to connect. I live in Nairobi, which is the capital of Kenya, but I also live within Nairobi in a community called Korogocho, which is one of the largest, among the largest informal settlements. I was inspired by the ability to use arts and sport or cultural expression to highlight some of the challenges we face as young people and also my community. So together with my friends, we started an organization called Hope Raises Initiative. And our main objective was to amplify young people's voices. We run a culture center where it's an open safe space for children and youth from the informal settlement. And I am the director of this organization, of course, working with other young people.
Tell us something we don't know yet about your city or your community.
I think majority of people don't know that Nairobi is the only city with a national park, probably, in the world. I think it kind of reminds us of, with the COVID pandemic, which can also be connected to nature and environment and climate change, to be conscious of the climate. There are a lot of arguments that COVID is as a result of climate change. So when I look at Nairobi city and being able to be close to nature, we need to consider even in our intervention about the effect of climate change.
In the light of this pandemic, your organization has come up with a very special solution to reach people that cannot be reached by communication means of the municipalities and to bridge the digital gap. Tell us more about your initiative.
We have the Talking Wall project, which is an intervention that focuses on using graffiti, arts, mural to advocate for a change in our community. We realized that there's so many people who did not understand the magnitude of COVID-19, and this is because there was no proper information. And because of the lack of access to tools, for example, internet, television, radio, and even newspaper, most of them cannot afford under the $1 per day, for instance. So we came up with this idea to target specific public spaces where people pass when they're going to work or when they're coming back, or they pass quite often. And together with a group of artists, we decided to work together also with the community and do installation of graffiti and mural that they could relate to and were able to interpret the message about what they were supposed to do.
Excellent. What are the main learnings from this experience? What are things that worked well, things that didn't work well?
One of the key lessons we learned is that the indigenous knowledge and the skills and the ability of communities to respond to crisis whenever there's a crisis like this one, it's something that has been neglected. Policy makers, duty bearers, they need to also look at a different aspect of what is defined as development, because COVID has really exposed that notion. In a country like Kenya, and especially in poor communities like ours, we still have a very negative notion about art and the role of artists. They still perceive artists as people who don't know what they're doing. So it's upon the artist to see, like, this was the right moment to respond and to show the community that art actually has a role to play. I think later, after we started, we've seen a lot of other youth groups and communities borrowing the same model, and even the government later responded by coming up with another project that many artists who applied were able to do installation in their communities.